Good morning. My name is Susan Taka, and I'm a member of the Board of Trustees here at MLUC. This morning, we gather in reverence for the many ways that truth and love reveal themselves in our lives. On this weekend, when we honor National Coming Out Day, we recognize that coming out, being out, and transitioning are sacred acts of courage and authenticity. May our time together deepen our commitment to living with integrity, celebrating diversity, and standing in solidarity with all who seek to live their truth. A warm welcome to all of you who are joining us in this room today, and for all of you online, hello and welcome. A special welcome to people who are visiting. And I hope that all of us will, after the service, go across the room in the fireside room to meet each other and have a snack and have coffee and tea. Our worship team today, and we have a big team today, will be led by Yvette McDonald, our Congregational Life Coordinator and Ministerial Intern, and our Director of Learning and Family Ministries, Dawn Star Sarahs-Borchelt. Our music, we have lots of great music today, will be provided by Liz Bligan on voice, Adrianne Klein voice, India Jacobs, and Anna Zink, both on voice, Michael Zink, I think, on guitar, and Jodie Brown on piano. Our reader is Fee Jacobs, and our worship associates are Maureen McCarthy, new, so will be wonderful to her, and Tracy Simpson. And thank you, of course, to our media team. I also want to remind you that there's a lot happening on MLUC, in MLUC, that we don't talk about, but you need to look at the back of your order of service, and there are tables outside. You can also visit our website, mluc.org. So now, please kindly silence your electronic devices, and then let us join together in affirming our mission statement. Together, we transform lives through love, service, and our welcoming faith.
Love is blind, love is only sorrow, love is no tomorrow since you went away. Love is blind, how well I remember, in the heat of summer pleasure, winter fades. Before I can't remember memories I should forget. I've been burning since the day we met. Love is blind. Love is without mercy. Love is now you've hurt me, now you've gone away. Love is blind. Love is no horizon, and I'm slowly dying here in yesterday. In the morning, awaken to the sound of weeping. Someone else should weep for me. Now it's over, lover, let me be. Love is blind. Love is your caress. Love is tenderness and momentary pain. Love is blind. How well I remember, in the heat of summer pleasure, winter fades.
Our chalice lighting this morning is The Pride Flame by Linda Lee Franson. We light this flame to ignite our hearts and minds, the spark of knowledge that enlightens, the shimmering hope that burns, the blazing love that engulfs our actions, the bonfire of our commitment. We light this flame for those who celebrate themselves, who fear, who hope, who persevere, who stand on the side of love for all. We light this flame for those who have been ridiculed, that they may find peace, for those who have fought to marry, that they may celebrate, for those who live in uncertainty in the world, that they may have hope. We light this flame to renew our commitment that no one shall ever again suffer for the right to love. We light this flame to celebrate our kaleidoscope of diversity, working, loving, and living on the side of love. For this, we light this flame. Would you now please rise in body or spirit to join in singing hymn number 1053, How Could Anyone?
There we go. Julián is a mermaid. I love this book. It is beautiful and full of beautiful things. What do you see? They're not mermaids yet. What are they doing? They are swimming, yeah. Now, are they mermaids? Not quite. This is a boy named Julián, and this is his abuela, which means grandma, in case you don't speak Spanish. And those are some mermaids. Julián loves mermaids. Now, wait a minute. Why are there mermaids on a train? In fact, this book was inspired by a real thing that happens in New York City, where there is actually, in fact, a mermaid parade every summer. Anyway, let's see what happens next. Here is Julián reading a book, but he's imagining himself in the ocean. That's amazing, right? Don't you want to be there? Swimming with those octopuses? Okay, some people don't like octopuses, but I do. I mean, I don't know that I actually want to swim with them, but. And there he's imagining himself all the way a mermaid. Vámonos, mijo. This is our stop. Abuela, did you see the mermaids? I saw them, mijo. Abuela, I am also a mermaid. I'm going to take a bath. You be good. Julián has a good idea. Oh, uh-oh. He looks kind of sad there. His grandma maybe did not react the way he was hoping. But then she comes back and she says, "Come here, mijo." And look, she gave him some pearls to go with. For me, abuela, for you, Julián. Where are we going? You'll see, says abuela. Mermaids, whispers Julián. Like you, mijo. Let's join them. And they do. I especially like the fish heads. And now they're mermaids. This is a book about showing the world our beautiful selves, whether that true self matches what other people were expecting of us, or whether it's something new and different to them or to ourselves. I'm glad Julián's abuela saw what he was sharing and who he really wanted to be, and supported him in joining the parade. I invite children and youth to join me in the atrium, and we will get everybody sorted out.
Good morning. I love that. Each month, we donate half our weekly collection to a worthy organization in need. The recipient of MLUC's offering outreach for October is Transforming Lives and Communities, a nonprofit aiding unhoused individuals and families in Montgomery County. Today, we have Gail Plant, TLC's program administrator, to tell us more about it. Please welcome Gail.
Good morning. I was told to adjust the mic. Can you hear me? Yes. Awesome. Good morning, and thank you for having me this morning for your service. So TLC is short for Transforming Lives and Community, so you'll often hear us identified as TLC for the people. So a little bit of background I wanted to give about how TLC was created. It was created as a result of our sister organization. We were doing an outreach. We had an outreach program. And in the winter of 2022, I received a phone call from one of our council women identifying that 2 unhoused individuals had passed away behind a local Wawa that we have in the community. At that time, we did not think that we had any unhoused individuals living, and by the way, that area is Plymouth Meeting, Pennsylvania. So we did not realize that at the time. And that then sparked us to do something, and so we did. We connected with a local church, Church on the Mall, which is located at Plymouth Meeting Mall, along with our local police department. We got approval from council, and we started the process of opening a cold blue shelter there. And so with that, we were still part of our sister organization, but then the following year, we broke off into a separate organization TLC for the People, because we realized that there was so much work to do just in that one space that we needed to have a separate organization. So that was a little bit of background about how we got started. What TLC for the People, the three pillars, there's main three pillars of our organization. One is outreach, and we've had the pleasure of having Bob Batt and Lloyd join us several months in our outreach, which we do an outreach. Currently, we do that outreach in Norristown. We set up tables, we have food, we have clothing, essential items, and we just have people come, they line up, and we hand it out until it's gone. And so we do that on a monthly basis on third Saturdays. Sometimes on third Fridays, we have a sorting event to sort the clothing so that it's all sorted correctly, so that it makes it a lot easier on Saturdays when we give it out. The second pillar that we have, I spoke about the Code Blue Shelter. And so for the last 2 years, we're going into our third season of providing Code Blue Shelter. And so for those that don't know, so Code Blue within Montgomery County is defined as when the temperature drops below 32 degrees. Now, it's a little more, there's a formula that the county uses, so it's a little more complicated than that, but that's generally what Code Blue means for the county. It used to be 20 degrees prior to us actually opening our Code Blue shelter, because when we opened at 32. And then we kind of pulled the county along to say, like, 20 is way beyond cold and freezing. So we've opened up the shelter, and currently we were at the Church on the Mall hosting that shelter. We're in a transition process right now to another facility, but we opened, so the county declares Code Blue, and so whenever they declare, they put a call out to any of the shelters that are open, and currently there are 5 shelters in the Montgomery County area. They put the call out, we then solicit our volunteers, which, by the way, we are 100% volunteer based. And so we have multiple shifts. Our shifts range from 3 hours to 4 hours, 4-hour shifts. And volunteers sign up and they come in for that shift for that day. And then the third pillar is advocacy. And what we do around advocacy is advocating at the legislature process. So going to Harrisburg and speaking with legislators about funding. A lot of it has to do with funding for the unhoused, and it's not just in Montgomery County that we're advocating for. We're advocating at a much broader level when we do the advocacy. We do host advocacy events as well. We go out, like I'm here now, we go out and we try to advocate to help educate people. One of the primary issues, probably the primary issue, is NIMBYness. And so what NIMBYness is, for those that don't know, is not in my backyard. And so what that means is if we want to set up a shelter in, this is Devon, right? Yes. In Devon, the likelihood that we would get some pushback from residents and so that's what NIMBYness means, not in my backyard. And so one of the big pieces of that NIMBYness is the myth that every person that is unhoused is either a drug addict or has a mental illness. That is not true. There's data to prove it. We have our experiences that also can prove it. We have had several elderly couples having to be unhoused and having to come to our shelter. And just to give you a really short anecdote, we had a woman come in, not last season, the season before last, and she was staying in a hotel. She couldn't afford to stay there any longer. The hotel released her. They called the police. And thank goodness we do have this great relationship with our local police department. They went to pick her up and they brought her to the shelter. 81 years old, she could barely walk. And so I was like in awe, like, wait a minute, what are we doing? Like, we don't have a place for our seniors, like, what is happening? And so they bought her, and then the next day, part of advocacy as well is trying to find the services for people who need them. And so the next day, we were able to get her into a women's shelter that was more than just Cold Blue. It was more a women's full-time shelter. We later learned that part of her main reason for being unhoused was due to elderly fraud from a family member, spending her money, basically. So she was originally put out of her home, and then was in a hotel, and then put out of the hotel. So these are unfortunately the stories that don't manifest in our media, and so the stigma then continues, and people think that it's only those that are addicted to drug and alcohol and or have a mental illness. And so one of the things I like to tell people, and I'm not in a position that I'm going to convince people, but I just tell the truth. And the truth of the matter is that are there unhoused people who are addicted to drugs? Yes. Are there unhoused people who have mental illnesses? Yes. But the two truths, there can be two truths at the same time. And the truth is that so can our neighbors. Our neighbors can be addicted to drugs. Our neighbors can also have a mental illness. The difference is that our neighbors have housing. And so when you have housing, it doesn't always manifest into society, and people don't know, and it can go unnoticed. But because our unhoused neighbors don't have housing, you can see it. You can see it. They don't necessarily get all of the help that they need due to some of these illnesses. And so I think that's all I wanted to talk about. Unfortunately, I can't stay after, but I did let Tracy and Bob know that I will be willing to come back and speak with you all and answer any questions that you may have. So again, thank you for having me.
Just to let you know, TLC aligns with UU principles number 1 and number 2. The first principle, the inherent worth and dignity of every person. The second principle, justice, equity, and compassion in human relations. The offering will now be gratefully received. Will the ushers please come forward?
This is my house, and I live in it. It's made of debt and lots of crap, but I've filled it up with love and laughs, and then just a little bit more crap, and then I wonder why it's such a mess. The funny thing about this house, it's got locks to keep the baddies out, but they mostly serve to lock ourselves in. This is my country, and I live in it. It once was a democracy, and now it's idiocracy, led by callous cowards and crooks. The scary thing about it is we're being ruled by cruel fascists, and I wish I could send them to Mars. But I mean that only metaphorically, for we shall fight non-violently. So please make sure you have a plan to vote. This is my country, and it's fine. It's where I spend the vast majority of my time. It's not perfect, but it's mine. Oh, it's not perfect. This is my life, and I'm living it. And whether I'm gay, trans, or straight, it's not your place to regulate. For if it is my body, it's is my choice. The irony of all this is it's freedom-loving dogmatists who want to take our power and our voice. This is my body, and I live in it. It's 39 and 5 months old. It's changed a lot since it was new and done some things it shouldn't do. And I often try to fill it up with wine. The funny thing about it is I've spent so much time hating it, but it's never said a bad word about me. This is my body, and it's fine. It's where I spend the vast majority of my time. It's not perfect, but it's mine. It's not perfect. This is our church, and I'm loving it. And we believe that God is love, but we're not waiting on some guy above to fix all the problems we created in this world. We believe God is mystery, and who's to say what could or couldn't be? So your religious theology is totally fine. We do believe in some crazy things, like the inherent worth and dignity of all human beings, and that peace, love, kindness, and truth are good. The funny thing about it is our church is full of atheists, but we embrace complex contradictions. This is our church, and it's better than fine. It's where I spend the vast majority of my time. It's not perfect, but it's mine. It's not perfect. Thank you.
It is our custom at MLUC to share our personal joys and sorrows, expecting to be heard, accepted, and supported. Candles of Community is our ritual of personal sharing and support. After each candle is lit, please join me in saying, "We hold you in our hearts." Beth McGrain asks that we light a candle of concern for her 28-year-old daughter-in-law, Lindsay, who has been diagnosed with stage 3 oral cancer. The stages of treatment are going to be long and difficult. Beth asks that we keep her in our thoughts and prayers. For Beth and Lindsay and their family, we hold you in our hearts. Yvette McDonald asks that we light a candle of concern for Alice Marzoff, who has just been diagnosed with liver cancer. Alice is 90 years old and is a longtime member of MLUC. She is currently living in a retirement home in Lancaster and is looking to reconnect with some people she used to know from the congregation. Alice welcomes phone calls and cards. Please contact Yvette McDonald to get Alice's contact information. For Alice, we hold you in our hearts. Holly Alden would like to light a candle to express appreciation and joy for the MLUC community's many years of love and inclusion of LGBTQ+ people. For Holly, we hold you in our hearts. In honor of National Coming Out Day, we light a candle of hope and love for all lesbian, gay, bisexual, trans, intersex, queer, and questioning folks who are trapped in fear and isolation. Gratitude for all those who have resisted and organized against hatred and ignorance, and joy for those who have come out to share their courageous truths, for LGBTQIA folks living in hiding and in the light. We hold you in our hearts. Lastly, for all those thoughts and concerns held in our hearts that may be too deep for words, we light a candle and we hold you in our hearts.
Good morning, everyone. Our reading for today, Our Common Life is Enriched, comes from Religious Institute, a multi-faith organization dedicated to advocating for sexual, gender, and reproductive health, education, and justice in faith communities and society. This is a responsive reading, so I'd like to invite all of you to participate by reading the bolded text that should be up on the screen. We are grateful for the gift of our lives and the gift of other people in our lives. Each of us is created with dignity and worth. We are called to love one another and to do nothing to others that we would find hateful to ourselves. We honor many ways that people live and love. Our common life is enriched when queer, transgender, bisexual, lesbian, and gay people can come out, sharing the gifts of their sexual orientation and gender identity. True justice flourishes when all people can live and flourish. We suffer when LGBTQ people are oppressed, excluded, or shamed by religious people who overlook the fundamental call to love one another. Love is not excluded. We are all worthy. May we work to build a world where all people are celebrated and loved. We celebrate sexual and gender diversity as a blessing that enriches us all. Thank you.
You didn't notice her at first, but I saw her the moment she walked in. She was a delivery woman. She came in with a hand cart full of packages. She was an old school butch.
Someone just came in the door like no one I ever saw before. I feel I don't know where you came from. I wish I did. I feel so dumb. I feel your swagger and your bearing and the just right clothes you're wearing, your short hair and your dungarees and your lace-up boots and your keys. Oh, your ring of keys. I thought it was supposed to be wrong, but you seem okay with being strong. I want to. You're so. And it's probably conceited to say, but I think we're alike in a certain way. I'm your swagger and your bearing and the just right clothes you're wearing, your short hair and your dungarees and your lace-up boots and your keys. Oh, your ring of keys. Do you feel my heart saying hi? In this whole luncheonette, why am I the only one who sees you're beautiful? No, I mean handsome. Your swagger you're wearing your short hair and your dungarees and your lace-up boots and your keys. Oh, your ring of keys. I know you. I know you. I know you.
That was amazing. What a great day we are having. Good morning. And a heartfelt welcome to everyone who is joining us here today, whether you are here in person or you are tuning in online. Happy National Coming Out Day. I am truly delighted that we can gather today as a community to honor and celebrate and uplift the LGBTQIA+ friends and family members. Your presence here today is a testament to the spirit of inclusion and love that defines us as Unitarian Universalist, a welcoming faith that values and honors the independent web of existence and acknowledges our place in it. A deep thank you goes out to many people today, so please just bear with me. The worship team, the tech team, the music director, the pianist, and our soloist for today. And special, special, special gratitude and thanks to the welcoming committee. If you are here, would you mind standing, the welcoming committee? The welcoming committee stepped in the very last minute because I didn't know what I was going to do the sermon on today. And I woke up early last week and I said, oh, this is what we should do, and reached out to the welcoming committee, and they sprang into action. And the decorations that you see here is thanks to them. So I really appreciated the readings that you all came up with, and thank you for being part of today's service. And I want you to know there were so many ideas, and because of time constraints, we couldn't get all the ideas put in today's service. But what I'm really excited to say is that this has laid the groundwork to help shape future National Coming Out Day services for years to come. So thank you for helping with all of that. And for those of you who do not know me, my name is Yvette McDonald, and I serve as the Congregational Life Coordinator here and the Ministerial Intern. I am a short, cisgendered African-American woman. I have cinnamon-colored skin with undertones of chipotle chili. I am wearing a dress that is black, that has tan and beige on it. And I am sharing this description for two reasons. One, to support accessibility for all, and to offer context about my identity as it relates to the queer community. I am an ally. Today we are focusing on National Coming Out Day and what it means to be an ally. Since 1988, National Coming Out Day has honored the significance of coming out, or inviting others in. And it raises awareness about LGBTQIA+ rights. But before I can go any further, I want to clarify the acronym. You've heard it throughout today's service. So LGBTQIA+ means lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, intersex, and asexual. The plus stands for individuals who may identify as pansexual, demisexual, or have other sexual orientations and gender identities that really just can't be confined to one definition. Overall, LGBTQIA+ is diverse. It's a diverse group of people who identify as non-heterosexual or non-cisgender. And now, hopefully, we all have a little bit better understanding of the acronym. I want to share something I found on the Canadian government website. And yes, I did say Canadian because, well, right? They beautifully articulated coming out as an act of publicly or privately sharing one's sexual orientation and or gender identity. The reality is that can look different for each person. For some, it isn't a defining moment because they've always lived their lives openly. And for others, well, it can be an empowering milestone in their journey. And for many, it remains difficult and it is dangerous. As LGBTQIA+ communities often face rejection, they often face discrimination, harassment, and the reality is coming out is rarely a single event, but it is a journey, one that demands courage and resilience. So coming out, I'm going to say that again, coming out is rarely one single event, but an ongoing journey that demands both courage and resilience. There's a lot of heavy emotional labor right there. That's something that's invisible that you cannot see. Because many times, folks, our queer community, they come out more than once. They come out to themselves. They may come out to their parents or their siblings or even their partners, spouses, extended family, colleagues, friends, and beyond. So each October, we come together to honor the LGBTQ+ community, the history for the month of October. And at times, we can reflect on our lives and our struggles and triumphs of those who have shaped history. National Coming Out Day was yesterday, October 11th. And it's a day, while it's rooted here in the United States, has resonated and it's been embraced worldwide all over the globe. I have to use other websites. I can't use our government's website. So I found something else on the Human Rights Campaign as how they choose to describe coming out. The language of coming out centers the people queer folks are coming out to, rather than focusing on being who is actually coming out themselves. It can give the impression that those who aren't cisgendered or heterosexual are hiding something from society, instead of actually recognizing that homophobia and transphobia make their environment and world unwelcoming and dangerous. I want to just take that a little step further and say that the real truth is that we live in a society and we live in a time that demands secrecy. And sometimes it's because of fear, sometimes it's because of rejection, sometimes it's because of being cast out from one's home, and sometimes it's even to protect the ones that they love, being labeled or losing a job or facing violence. We know that openly sharing your authentic self and sharing one's authentic self through history and right now is being demonized. and basic human rights affirming health care are being stripped away from our beloved queer community. The cost of coming out is high, and it's high for all the reasons that I just mentioned. Having to hide one's true self can also take a toll on one's mental health, one's physical health, one's emotional health, and one's spiritual well-being. When one publicly identifies as LGBTQ+, they are actually inviting you in. They can be inviting you in as a family member, a coworker, or a friend. They're inviting you in to a part of their lives. There is a profound sacredness about the act of coming out. It's not just a milestone, it's not just an announcement, it's an offering of truth, a moment when somebody actually entrusts you with a piece of their deepest selves. When one chooses to share their truth, individuals are expressing faith in themselves and those around them, with the hope perhaps of maybe being accepted, perhaps the hope of belonging, perhaps the hope of love. When someone comes out to you, you are being invited into a holy moment. You are being invited to witness vulnerability, courage, and trust. This moment is not to be taken lightly. It is a sacred exchange, one that deserves reverence and care. It is one of the ways we can bear witness fully and offer ourselves as an ally. At the beginning of the service, I shared that I'm an ally to the LGBTQ+ community. I'm reminded by a quote by Lily Tomlin. I always wondered, she said, why doesn't somebody do something about that? Well, then I realized I am the somebody. You all are the somebody. We together are the somebodies that can do something about that. We are the allies that are needed. So, what does it really mean to be an ally? What does it really mean to be an ally to a group of historically marginalized people? And I did say a group of historically marginalized people. So I'm not just talking about the queer community. I'm including people of color, I'm including women, I am including people with disabilities, those who are experiencing homelessness, those individuals who are under-resourced, those who are working hard to make ends meet, and people living below the poverty line. See, many people find themselves at the intersection of these identities. I'm going to say that again. Many people find themselves at the intersection of these identities. So we can't just be allies to one group. And I know that with all the things that are going on, that can be very overwhelming. But each of us can make a difference no matter where we start. Being an ally means being willing to give up some of your privilege. It means to give up some of your privilege to make space for justice. So what does that actually look like in real life? So as an African American woman, I've worked in leadership positions for over 25 years. And oftentimes I and sometimes the only woman at the intersection of being an African American woman in a room filled with white cisgendered men. All right? So here is how it looks. Oftentimes I might be speaking. I'm interrupted constantly. Many women may have had this. I see you all shaking your head, right? You have this experience, right? And sometimes a coworker may come to my office afterwards and say, "Are you okay?" I appreciate you coming afterwards. But an ally, an example of an ally, is that white man, perhaps, who came to me afterwards, in the midst of the meeting, uses their privilege to speak up and say, "Excuse me, she was speaking," right? It's to be an ally also means to disrupt what is happening in the moment. It could be somebody's telling a joke, and instead of walking away, right, your silence means that you're being complicit in it, so you have to disrupt. Those are just examples of what it means to show up as an ally. Allies, it's really important that you keep doing your own inner work, examining your own biases of racism, sexism, homophobia, transphobia, especially if someone is generous enough to call you in. Not call you out, but call you in. I would rather be called in than called out and do my work in that framework. Allyship is not passive. It isn't like some little checklist, right? Like, okay, I spoke up, check. I went to the rally, check. I went to the training, check. It's not that, right? It's an ongoing process, and it's essential for creating justice. It's essential for building equitable policies. It's essential for building practices so spaces can be brave and safe. Unitarian Universalist faith is a great example of what it means to support and live into allyship. For over 25 years, the Unitarian Universalist faith has led the way and has worked really hard to make sure lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer people are full members of our communities. Being a welcoming congregation means striving for a radical inclusion. It means creating spaces that honor each and every part of our identities, our backgrounds, and our experiences. Being recognized by the Unitarian Universalist Association as a welcoming congregation, it's not an easy task. You don't just wake up and say, okay, we are a welcoming congregation. It doesn't work that way. It means that a congregation has engaged in ongoing training, and they have met the association's requirements for measurable achievements in education, in congregational life, and community outreach. To be considered a welcoming congregation, members of the congregation must vote to affirm the recognition by the Unitarian Universalist Association, also known as the UUA. Becoming and remaining a welcoming congregation requires dedication and a lot of effort. And guess what? Mainline Unitarian Church is a welcoming congregation. Did you all know this? Yeah. And in the fall of 2024, the welcoming congregation team reformed to focus on LGBTQ+ topics within MLUC and in the community at large. The Welcoming Committee strives to live up to our welcoming congregation promise, and they are comprised of MLUC members who identify across the spectrum of the LGBT plus community and allies. They attend pride festivals to spread our MLUC infectious love. And in this past spring, they hosted a successful, warm, and inviting trans family support night. This fall, they are starting a full stride with helping with today's service, and we will be hosting a Transgender Day of Remembrance vigil. More activities are planned for the new year. And if you're interested, this is a little plug, right? So if you're interested in learning more, please reach out to me and I will make sure that you get in contact with people from the Welcoming Committee. Our commitment here at MLUC to be a welcoming faith extends far beyond the walls. The Unitarian Universalist Association has recently, I'm not sure if you've seen it, they've recently launched something called the Woodlands. Have you all seen that? Yeah, it's called the Woodlands. It's a new virtual pastoral care program for transgender people of all ages and their families and loved ones. So if you want more information about that, come see me after today's service and I'll make sure that we get you connected with that. This program, the Woodlands, provides vital support, connection, and affirmation to those who need it the most, wherever they are in the world. And it comes at such an important time, right, that people have access. And so this program is virtual, and so you literally can be anywhere in the world. Our outreach continues locally. In November, we will be hosting, this is so much fun, a drag bingo fundraiser. We are going to be working with PFLAG of Westchester and Chester County. PFLAG is a national organization that offers support and education and advocacy for the LGBTQ+ community and their families. And by hosting this event, we are strengthening our partnerships with PFLAG and helping to create a more loving and supportive community. I usually don't do plugs during sermons, but given the state of affairs that we are faced with today, I think it's really important, and we have a platform to use it and to share that regardless of whatever is happening out there, right, we are still thriving and we are still moving forward. And as I bring my sermon to a close today, I want to emphasize how crucial it is to be an ally, not only to the LGBTQIA+ community, but to all of those who live at the intersections and the margins of our society. National Coming Out Day reminds us of the sacredness in these moments of truth and honesty. When somebody comes out to you, just a suggestion, resist the urge to center yourself. For just a moment, just one moment, simply just hold the space. Just like we do with Candles of Community, we hold you in our hearts. Don't make that moment about you. Hold the space to listen. Hold the space for care. Hold the space for love. And for those who are coming out, I leave you with these words of Dean Atta from the novel, The Black Flamingo. Don't come out unless you want to. Don't come out for anyone else's sake. Don't come out because you think society expects you to. Come out to yourself. Come out for yourself. You can shout it, you can sing it, or you can softly stutter it. Correct those who say they knew before you did. That's not how sexuality works. It is yours to define. And with that, can the congregation say amen? Amen. And ashe, and may it be so.
Aren't you, boy, with your quiet voice and impeccable style? Don't ever let them steal your joy and your gentle ways to keep them from running wild. They can kick dirt in your face, call you weak, and tell you that your place is in the middle when they hate the way you shine. I see you tugging on your shirt, trying to hide inside of it and hide how much it hurts. Well, let them laugh while they can. Let them spin, let them scatter in the wind. I have been to the movies, I've seen how it ends, and the joke's on them. You get discouraged, don't you, girl? It's your brother's world for a while longer. You gotta dance with the devil on the river to beat the stream. Call it living the dream, call it kicking the ladder. They come to kick dirt in your face, call you weak, and then displace you after carrying your baby on your back across the desert. I saw your eyes behind your hair, and you're looking tired, but you don't look scared. Oh, let them laugh while they can. Let them spin, let them scatter in the wind. I have been to the movies, I have seen how it ends, and the joke's on them. Oh, let them laugh while they can. Let them spin, let them scatter in the wind. I have been to the movies, I have seen how it ends, and the joke's on them. Oh, the joke's on them.
That was beautiful. I'm just holding it, savoring it. Thank you. Thank you. Wow. thank you so much to the welcoming committee. I appreciate it. We appreciate it. As we extinguish the chalice, in the spirit of prayer written by Helen H.P. Rivers, I invite you to lower your gaze, close your eyes, and let the words of this blessing move through you, wash over you, and guide you on your journey today. Blessed are the queer, blessed are the wanderers seeking affirmation. Blessed are the worshipers praying from closets, pulpits, pews, and hardship. Blessed are the lovers of leaving family and familiarity, leaving tables where love is not being served. Blessed are those who stay. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for justice, for they will be satisfied. Blessed are the queer, disciples of truth, living, breathing, sacred reflections of divine love. With that, amen. Let me... Y'all hear me? Got the mic going? What better way to honor National Coming Out Day? Whether you're celebrating out loud or quietly within, join us for this brief karaoke moment and dance party. Please rise in body, mind, or spirit, and let's take it out with I'm Coming Out.
Just want to give, I'm completely positive.